Philadelphia Eagles have lost 4 in a row, and they know they have to get their season turned around right now. The Washington Redskins, coming off a bye week, are 3-1 in sole possession of first place in the NFC East. It's the NFL on Fox with the Washington Redskins hosting the Philadelphia Eagles. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the NFL on Fox. I'm Sam Rosen along with the coach, Brian Billick. Laura Oakman is down on the field. What a turnaround in the NFC East. Washington's up. Philadelphia's down. The Redskins at 3-1 with a win today. They can start thinking playoffs. The Eagles this season just killing themselves with mistakes.
Well, the Eagles have so much going for themselves. Offensively, they're in the top 10 in virtually every offensive category. They have something no other team has. 2 backs, all but one being a quarterback, in the top 20 in rushing. 2 receivers in the top 15 in receiving. But it is the turnovers. Now, the challenge for Andy Reid, how do I keep this offense pushing the ball down the field and being explosives, but how do I, at the same time, cut down on the turnovers? Now, Washington, on the other end of the spectrum, they're just a good, solid football team. They don't beat themselves. That's not real sexy, but it wins games. But Mike Shanahan knows if they're indeed going to win the division, they need more out of particularly their quarterback, Rex Grossman. They need it today and during the rest of the season.
We'll see how this very important division and matchup shapes up this afternoon. Right now, here's today's NFL Mobile Moment presented by Verizon. We are back. Right now, let's take a look at today's Chase Freedom Cashback players to watch. How about the pass rushers today?
Well, Jason Bateman for the Eagles. He's second in the league in sacks with 7, but he's without his sack mate Trent Cole today. While on the other side of the ball, the Washington Redskins, Brian Arakpo, has a new sack mate in Ryan Kerrigan. Between the two of them, they're going to try to contain Michael Vick and this explosive Philadelphia Eagles offense.
Don't get shortchanged. Get your cash back with Chase Freedom. For more information, log on to chase.com/freedom. Great NFC East rivalry matchup coming up. The Eagles and Redskins are next. Today's a special day in Washington, D.C., the dedication of the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial, originally scheduled in August, but Hurricane Irene interfered. Today, a beautiful day down on the National Mall where the dedication is taking place. And here in Landover, Maryland, a great football matchup. Andy Reid has brought the Eagles here the last 11 times, and they have won 9 times here. So they're not intimidated by this big crowd. And Mike Shanahan, his second year as head coach of the Washington Redskins. And things are looking up for the Redskins, Brian.
Yeah, but they recognize the importance of this game as well. We all know Philadelphia starting at 1-4. It's desperation time. But you know what? Mike Shanahan knows that these divisional games are huge. He knows his team has as much at stake today as do the Eagles.
Danny Smith getting his special teams unit ready. The Eagles have won the toss. They've elected to receive. Graham Gano heads out on the field to kick it off. His second full season with the Redskins. Back deep, number 14 is Riley Cooper. Number 28, the rookie, Dion Lewis. Just a perfect day here in the Washington, D.C. area. The Redskins at 3-1. Coming off a bye week in first place in the NFC East. Gano kicks it off. And here we go. Dion Lewis backpedals and will take a knee. Strong kick. The Eagles offense comes onto the field, led by Michael Vick. And changes on the offensive line. Todd Harriman's moves to left tackle. King Dunlap is injured. Jason Peters still out, and Winston Justice his first game of the season.
Yeah, and that reshuffled line's got to find a way to give Michael Vick time to get to this talented group of skilled position receivers with Jackson, Macklin, and Avant. That's as good a trio as there is in the league.
See the running numbers for Michael Vick. Deshaun Jackson motions. Off the play fake. Vick puts it up deep right away and overthrows Deshaun Jackson by about 15 yards. He was double covered down the field. O.J. Atogwe, the safety, was involved in the coverage. 3-4 defense for Washington. They've been better up front with the additions of Bowen and Cofield, but the linebackers are key.
Yeah, and the rush, outside rush of Arakpo and Kerrigan. It's the same old thing with Michael Vick. Go all out, get home, but boy, you better settle. Don't let him outside the pocket.
Empty backfield. And we have a flag on the play.
False start. Number 79 offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Well, these types of mistakes, Sam, you know, all of a sudden now you're incomplete on first down. You have a procedure penalty on second down. Your second and 15, you know what? My second and 15 calls aren't as good as my second and 5 calls.
And Hermans has got to deal with Arakpo, the leading pass rusher. Inside, it's LaShawn McCoy, and not much. Barely got back to the line of scrimmage. May have lost half a yard on the play. Barry Cofield, the nose tackle, former Giant, in on the stop.
And this is a down and distance, this third and long that has to concern the Philadelphia Eagles. Which way do I send my protection? To the young man Kerrigan or to Brian Arakpo? I need to help out at least one side or the other. And I got nobody in the backfield else to do it. He better get the ball out of his hands quick.
3rd and 15. Have to get to the 30 for a first down. McCoy splitting out wide right. Quick release to Selleck. Juggled it. Held on, but is way short of the first down. Did he drop it? As he was hit, he dropped the football. It's incomplete. London Fletcher with the hit.
And you can see, here's the issue. You got nobody in the backfield. Michael Vick knows he's got to get the ball out quick. The Washington Redskins on a 3rd and 15 will give you that catch all day long. They know they can rally up to make that kind of play. I don't care if you get 14 yards. If it's 3rd and 15, you got to punt.
Good defensive series for the Redskins. Brandon Banks is back deep to receive the kick of Chaz Henry. And John Dornbos, the long snapper, just got on the field. Quick snap back to Chaz Henry. And a good punt. Banks from the 38. Picked up one block. Trying to go wide. The Eagles have got him covered. And a flag. A face mask. Clay Harbor, the tight end for the Eagles.
You're going to see
gotten him here.
Yeah, just a late grab. He overruns it. He starts to come back. You almost just kind of reach up. You don't really mean to do that, but whether you meant to or not, it's still
personal foul. Face mask. Kicking kick. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Check out the Redskins on offense. Rex Grossman is their quarterback, having won the battle. Offensive line has played very well, especially Trent Williams at left tackle.
Well, they love the athleticism of this offensive line that can work up to that second level, and that's where Ryan Torain, I'm going to get these names right, I know, and Tim Hightower can do some serious damage when this offensive line can get to that second level of the linebackers.
Torain gets the start after rushing for 139 yards against the Rams 2 weeks ago. Redskins start from the Eagles 44. Off the fake. The tight end, Fred Davis, who's played very well, stumbles forward and gets enough for the first down to the 33. Fred Davis, 4th year out of USC. First couple of games outstanding. Last couple of games didn't get as much action.
Well, I think we're going to see a lot of this 2 tight end alignment. Last week, Philadelphia, we had that Buffalo game. They spread them out. We're going to see more of the 2 tight end alignment in order to attack these wide defensive ends of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Santana Moss and Jabbar Gaffney, the wideouts. This is Ryan Torain with that cutback, and he gets about 5 down to the 28-yard line. Kurt Coleman starting at safety.
Number 71 offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
But the hold on Trent Williams brings it back. Check out the Eagles on defense. They are still without Trent Cole at defensive end. Darryl Tapp makes the start. Jason Babin has 7 sacks.
Yeah, and that's going to be the big key for them, because without that opposite sack man on the other side with Cole, they can focus on minimizing Babin. That should give Rex Grossman a lot more time to try to take those shots down the field we talked about in the open.
And how about the way they want to use Nnamdi Asomugha in this game?
He's going to be all over the field. We'll see if we can track him.
First down at the 42, 3 wide receivers in. Terrain straight ahead with power. Gets down to the 38. Ryan Terrain had trouble making the team in preseason. He had a broken hand and didn't play much at all. But 2 weeks ago, he was inserted and really was strong.
Well, Mike Shanahan's always going to have a good stable of backs, no matter how deep he has to go. Obviously, Tim Hightower started out well for him, but Terrain has had the power, very much like Tim Hightower. They're very similar. They've also got a young man named Halou, a little bit more explosive, so they've got a 1-2 punch with Terrain and Hightower and can bring in the speed guy, Halou.
Second and long, the motion Gaffney. Grossman gets time, nobody open. Wanted to throw the screen, it's broken up, incomplete. He tried to throw the screen to Ryan Terrain. Jamar Chaney, the middle linebacker, had it smelled out perfectly.
Oh, it was a great job by the defensive line of the Philadelphia Eagles. It's the typical in a screen. If I'm a defensive lineman, it looks too easy, it feels too easy, something's up, then you all of a sudden get flat and disrupt the screen.
Redskins a third and long, have to get down to the 23-yard line for a first down. Empty backfield. Halou is in the game. And Grossman goes deep. And it's intercepted. Kurt Coleman, who's back in the lineup, starting at safety with the pick. And the Eagles take over. A little pushing and shoving after the whistle. And the tempers are flaring early. This division rivalry is heating up rapidly. Corey Lichtensteiger, the left guard, is down on the field, injured for the Redskins.
Well, Andy Reid's out there. He knows right now he cannot afford for his Philadelphia Eagles to get all caught up in this emotional battle to where the emotion overtakes good sound judgment. There's too much at stake.
There was intercepted momentum at the 3-yard line after the play. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 71 of the offense. 15-yard penalty reinforced from the dead ball spot. First down, time.
Trent Williams takes a roughness penalty, giving the Eagles yardage after the interception by Kurt Coleman.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
Eagles get the ball back on the interception by Kurt Coleman. Redskins have had at least one turnover in the game in 19 consecutive games. Eagles start from the 18 with 2 tight ends, Selleck and Harbor, and they stop the play. And we got a false start against Philadelphia.
False start, number 82 offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
It's on play Harbor. Let's go back to that interception, Brian.
Well, it's kind of a jump ball. He's counting on the athleticism of Davis, although Coleman, the new inserted safety, you can see here, he's got the ball. It is his momentum that takes him into the end zone. That's why the ball was going to be placed at the 3, but then the personal foul is what brought it out.
Coleman started the first 3 games, then was replaced by Jared Page for 2 games, now back in the 3 wide receivers for the Eagles. Vick dumps it off. McCoy is brought down at the 15-yard line by Rocky McIntosh. Mistakes have hurt the Eagles all season. There were missed tackles, balls fumbled, clock management last week in Buffalo. Avant having the ball ripped out of his hands, a fumble, and then the offside when the Eagles were trying to get the ball back late in the game in Buffalo. Second and 12, and that goes over McCoy. Played by Vick, and he throws it away, and that's intentional grounding. Now, was he in the end zone? Might it be a safety?
Well, that's what they're going to discuss right now and sort this out. If it is in the, they deem that he's in the end zone for intentional grounding, it should be a safety.
Quarterback out of the pocket. foul, roughing the passer.
Oh my goodness.
It's called roughing the passer. My apologies on this one.
Boy, this is one that, you know, the ball just gets launched over his head. Now, again, that protection stays with you as you reestablish yourself as a passer, and clearly that was to helmet. Michael Vick very quickly getting the ball up as a passer. They dodged a huge bullet there.
Arakpo is the man called for the roughing the passer penalty. That snap, that's a set play where McCoy steps in front of Vick and takes the direct snap.
We saw that last week, and they had a nice gain on it. Obviously didn't go according to Hoyle here, but Andy Reid knows, again, miscues. He's had 2 procedure penalties. He's had a missed snap. They need to calm down here.
Both teams. Ball's out at the 31, first down for the Eagles. Everybody to the left side. Vick rolls and throws to the short side. It's incomplete. Trying to get it to Jeremy Maclin.
Well, we've already seen in the protection scheme, obviously this reshuffled offensive line of the Philadelphia Eagles. We've seen some heavy play action with the tight end staying in, the backs after the fake blocking the edge. We've seen twice now Michael Vick move outside the pocket by design. I don't know what you call that, snap over the head. Not the way they designed, but at least it got him outside the pocket.
Redskins with 5 defensive backs in. Kevin Barnes is the 5th defensive back. Off the play fake. Vick has time and finds a man. Nice grab down at the Washington 45. Deshaun Jackson, who burned the Redskins last season here.
Well, this is basically just a 3-man route because they commit to protection. They clear out looking underneath, but they give him the hole in behind the depth of the linebackers. That's what that subtle play action fake can do. It settles the linebackers waiting to see what's going on and allows you to get into that second level.
23-yard pickup to the Redskins 47. 3 wide receivers for the Eagles. And again, that direct snap to McCoy. He cuts it back. And it's about a 2-yard gain down to the 45-yard line. Kevin Barnes takes him down.
Well, there's been a lot of commentary about what about the play calling for the Eagles. Is that part of it? You got to give Marty Morhenweg and Andy Reid credit. They just ran the play that ended up launched into the end zone a minute ago. That's aggressive. You got 2 aggressive guys here. Jim Haslam on the right, the defensive coordinator. Both he and Morhenweg, former head coaches, they understand the bigger picture, but these guys are as aggressive as anybody in the league.
They give him a yard. It's 2nd and 9. And the handoff inside of McCoy, picking his way inside the 40 and down to the 39-yard line. Rocky McIntosh and London Fletcher with a stop.
Just a little sprint draw here. Again, what we say, they're moving Michael Vick outside the pocket, so you start him that way and then hand off a quick little inside sprint draw. Great combination given what they're trying to do with Michael Vick.
Sean McCoy, very versatile back. Now he splits way out as they go empty backfield on 3rd and 2. Vick has time, and it's batted away. Great play by London Fletcher. In his 14th year, this guy has just been simply amazing as a leader of the Redskins defense.
Yeah, I got to tell you, this surprises me a little bit. Probably got away with a little bit of a hold there, but those linebackers can do that on the inside. But Marty Morhenweg talked about on a short yardage offense, they've probably gotten a little too cute, but this is the place you get man coverage. That's what he was looking for. He knew that Andy was going to put him in 4-down territory. That's why he was willing to run that last play.
Eagles go for it, 4th and 2. Short drop, Vick throws, he's got him. Jason Avant, the first down. Inside the 20. He beat Kevin Barnes on the play. Avant, who had a career-high 9 catches last week, but ruined that with 2 turnovers.
Well, here you can see just the one-on-one, and this is what I was talking about earlier. Marty Morhenweg told us that the best chance to get one-on-one for his speedy wide receiving core was on 3rd and short yardage. In that case, 4th and short yardage. 2 plays, they tried to take advantage of it. One time it paid off.
Picked up 18 at the 20-yard line. The delay to McCoy. Gets a big block. Harriman's with a great block. Springs McCoy inside the 10. An 11-yard pickup. It's a first down for the Eagles. Todd Harriman's moving to left tackle today.
And I watch what this sprint does. Stop right there. Just when you go to the outside, that pushes that upfield rush past that. This quick little sprint action by Michael Vick is really helping. Harriman's new to the left side so far. That really helps him set up his block.
He took out the safety, LaRon Landry. First and goal for the Eagles at the 9. Vick steps back and calls timeout. Both teams were checking off on offense and defense. Eagles and Redskins, there's a lot going on. There's no score.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Here we go.
Here's why the timeout. The Washington Redskins, 0 coverage. That means nobody in the middle of the field. Man coverage across the board, total pressure. Mike Vick says, nope, I'm not configured to handle this total pressure. I'm going to call timeout and get a different play call.
First and goal, Eagles at the Redskins 9. McCoy tried to take it outside. LaRon Landry able to bring him down after a couple of yard pickup. 9 plays on this drive. LaRon Landry coming back from an Achilles injury suffered in the game against the Eagles last season.
Yeah, and there's no stopping this guy. He's got one speed. It's downhill. I had his brother Dwan in Baltimore, much more calculating player. LaRon just lets it go. Good physical player, particularly down here on the goal line.
3 receivers to the right. Riley Cooper is in. They have 4 receivers in the lineup. Vick being blitzed, and it's batted down. Brian Arakpo and Kerrigan were both coming from the outside, and Arakpo able to knock down the pass.
Arakpo's coming off the end down here. Again, 0 coverage. The Washington Redskins willing to go with this talented receiving core of Philadelphia. One-on-one, mano-a-mano, but that means you got to get the ball out of your hand quick. Brian Arakpo knows that, gets his hands up and knocks it down.
3rd and goal for the Eagles. 3 wide receivers, and McCoy in the backfield. Vick gets rid of it to Brent Selleck. He takes it in. Touchdown, Eagles. Mike Vick, the short pass to Brent Selleck with the rush coming at him. Vick able to get it to Selleck.
Well, how about that? With all this skill on the outside, you're going to see a quick screen to the tight end. Watch here. Stop. He's going to push like protection. Great job on the left side by Harriman. And now Selleck falls off of protection. They're manned up across the board. Whoever had Selleck didn't think he was going out into the route.
11-play, 82-yard drive for the Eagles. 7-yard touchdown pass, and the extra point, Alex Henry puts it through. The Eagles score first with a long drive and a big pass from Vick to Selleck.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Ram Trucks, Guts, Glory, Ram. By Farmers. See how your local agent can save you money. We are insurance, we are farmers. And by Verizon, the official wireless service provider of the NFL.
The beautiful sights of Washington, D.C. The Eagles have taken a lead on the Redskins, 7-0. Andy Reid, as Brian said right at the top, trying to find a way to keep his team aggressive and not make mistakes. It's Henry's kick to Brandon Banks. Picks it out 4 yards deep. Looking for a lane. Quickness of Banks brings it back to the 25-yard line. Michael Vick. Redskins were penalized. Eagles took advantage. Brian Arakpo took the 15-yard penalty. The Eagles started from their 18. Mike Vick finished it with his 9th touchdown pass of the season. First touchdown for Brent Selleck. Now the Redskins from the 25. Ryan Terrain takes it outside. And Terrain is shoved out of bounds at the 27. Let's go down to the field to Laura Oakman. Laura.
Thank you, Sam. Redskins guard Corey Lichtensteiger was carted off the field into the locker room with a right knee injury. Looked like he was in a lot of pain, couldn't stand at it, couldn't put any pressure on it. He's in the locker room. Redskins saying his return is questionable.
Thanks, Laura. So what the Redskins have done is moved number 58, Eric Cook, in at center. Will Montgomery, the center, has moved to left guard. Blitz coming. Terrain again going outside. And he's brought down by Mike Patterson, a gain up to the 32. We've got an update coming your way. For that, let's go to Kurt Menefee.
The New York Giants got a 1-yard touchdown from Ahmad Bradshaw. Next play from scrimmage, Fred Jackson did that times 80. 80-yard run. Jackson tying the score. Bills and Giants all even at 7. And I know Sam and Brian, I don't have to tell you that Fred Jackson went to where?
College.
Infamously known as also the College of Kurt Menefee. I'm anxious to see the statue there on the campus of Kurt next time I'm there.
What a season Fred Jackson is having. On 3rd and short, big hit by Nnamdi Asomugha on the tight end Chris Cooley, and that play went nowhere as Asomugha comes up with a huge play.
Well, they've tried a couple of these quick little dump offs, almost like a wide screen. And right now it's not yielding a whole lot, because that's when Chris Cooley goes back to Rex Grossman and say, you know what, I didn't see Asomugha, I know you did. How about you not throwing it there next time?
The former Eagle, Sav Rocca, trying to keep it away from Deshaun Jackson. And his punt stops at the 28-yard line. But the Eagles defense with a strong play. And we've got some after the whistle stuff going on all the time.
Well, the umpire, Daryl Jenkins, barely has time to get out of the way here. Washington Redskins in a rush punt situation. This isn't as much to get the ball off, it's to slow down the return, and you've got to slow down the return of these Philadelphia Eagles because they're pretty explosive. Doesn't give you a chance to set up the blocking patterns when you get the ball off quick like that.
Eagles start from the 28-yard line with 2 tight ends in. McCoy in the backfield. Vick goes quickly outside of Akron. Up to the 35-yard line. Pickup of 7 on the play. Let's go back to Chris Cooley getting hit here.
Yeah, that's one of those, when you have to turn back and catch a pass, you got to rely on your quarterback to see what's out in front of you, because you can't. I guarantee you, he and Rex Grossman had a little discussion about the next time they want to call that play.
And Cooley's hand being checked by the trainers on the sideline. 3 wide receivers in. Vick throwing and completing again to Jeremy Maclin up to the 45-yard line. We'd like to welcome the men and women in uniform serving around the world, watching today's broadcast in 175 countries on AFN, the American Forces Network. Thank you for all you do. We hope you're enjoying today's telecast. As always, we think of you every day, and thank you for your service and how you work so hard to keep us safe. First down, Eagles at the 45. Handoff to McCoy, spinning, and gets into Redskins territory, picks up 6 on the play.
Well, that's the 3rd time we've seen this little sprint draw, and there again, it fits with what they're doing protection-wise in terms of moving Michael Vick. Watch here, he gets to the outside, and look how it creates the flow of the defense, and now all of a sudden allows you to cut back. I expect we're going to see a bunch of this until the Redskins can shut this down. Nice patience by McCoy, recognizing this thing can cut all the way back to the other side.
Ron Landry, the safety, came up to make the tackle. Vick out of the shotgun. A little toss to McCoy after a little juggle. He gets a couple of yards on the play. Redskins struggled defensively last season. They've certainly bolstered their defense. Drafted Ryan Kerrigan, linebacker on the outside, and he's been a great pass rusher. But they also brought in free agents Barry Cofield and Bowen on the defensive line, Stephen Bowen, and they've helped bolster that 3-4 defense.
Both sides of the ball are heavily fortified by intelligent free agent signings.
3rd and 2 for the Eagles. Vick looking and completes it. It's a first down at the Redskins 35. Deshaun Jackson with a grab.
Well, we continue. This is just a little sprint pass. You're going to see Jackson start out, then break to the outside, just a little pivot route. And again, we continue to see Michael Vick working outside the conventional protection because of the reshuffling of this offensive line. One sets up the other. The sprint draw sets up the sprint pass. The sprint pass sets up the sprint draw.
And sprinting into the Redskins locker room is Chris Cooley to get some attention. Had his hand being checked after that big hit. Vick throws short and completes to Jason Avant. And the Eagles seem to be content with just taking the short stuff that's there.
Well, they want the ball out of the hand of Michael Vick very quickly. When they want to take their shot down the field, we've already seen 2 of them, they're going to keep people in, play action fake, and nail down the edges. If he's going to drop back, it's going to be 3-step or a very quick 5-step, and Marty Morhenweg wants that ball out of his hands very, very quickly.
2nd and 4. Vick has completed 5 in a row. Two tight ends in. McCoy, big hole. McCoy inside the 15. McCoy to the 7-yard line. Josh Wilson takes him down. They mark it at the 8. A gain of 21.
Watch 87 Brett Selleck come back in here and almost like a counter action. Everything flows. He kicks out this edge here and opens up a huge gap for McCoy into that 2nd level. That is not where you want LaShawn McCoy.
First 3 games of the season, he was getting carried close to 20 carries per game. Last 2 games down to 10, but now he's got 8 carries already for 50 yards. Dion Lewis is in, replacing LaShawn McCoy. 1st and goal. It's Lewis with quickness, spinning, reaching for the goal line. Touchdown! The rookie out of Pittsburgh, Dion Lewis, with what appears to be his first touchdown in the NFL.
Great effort here. Let's see, is he in? Was his knee down? This one may indeed bring about a challenge. Remember, this is going to come, not a challenge, excuse me, a review. Knee is down. We can't see. It doesn't look like the ball's there. This will come from above. The right knee is down right there. This will come from above. You can see right now they're going to review it.
This close, tough angle. Dion Lewis hoping it's touchdown number 1 of his NFL career.
Well, here's the key. Is the knee down? Hard to tell with the shading. And then the question becomes, if the knee is indeed down, where is it on the line right here? Clearly, if they're looking at it right there and saying that
after reviewing the play, the runner was short of the goal line when his knee was down. The clock will run on the ready for play. It'll be 2nd down.
All right, it's inside the 1. Dion Lewis with a good run. The Eagles will have a 2nd and goal. Final seconds of the 1st quarter. Michael Vick with the offensive coordinator, Marty Morhenweg. And there is Mike Shanahan. On the other side, Jim Haslett, the defensive coordinator. They're going to let the final seconds tick off and head for the other side of the field. It was a rough start with a lot of penalties early. Then the Eagles came through with the only touchdown. Sam Rosen, Brian Billick, Laura Oakman. Philly with a big first quarter. Now looking to open up a 2-touchdown lead. 2 tight ends in. Big quarterback sneak. I don't think he got there. He didn't need much, but that was a great push up front by the Redskins. They stopped Mike Vick.
I know you're awful close to the goal line here. It's hard not to want to just push and shove, but I don't think this is the Philadelphia Eagles. They need to kind of press the edge, Get Michael Vick on the outside or LaShawn McCoy. Give him some options to cut back into the end zone, because I don't know that they match up with the beef in the middle that the Redskins have. Having said that, boy, you're awful close to that goal line.
Hermans has moved out as an eligible on the left side. The handoff to McCoy, and he takes it in. LaShawn McCoy with his 8th touchdown of the season, his 6th rushing touchdown, and the Eagles have opened up a 13-0 lead.
Yeah, that's much more in the wheelhouse of Andy Reid and the Philadelphia Eagles, getting around the edge. Stop right here. You got a lot of beef up in here now. Seal down, now create an edge. Give me some options. This is much more of what Philadelphia is built for. Get me to the edge.
Extra point by Alex Henry is good. The Eagles have a 14-0 lead. LaShawn McCoy in the short yardage situation goes in untouched.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Sprint. All football, no limits. Only from Sprint. By Triple Hops Brewed Miller Lite. Taste greatness. And by Nissan. Innovation for today, innovation for tomorrow, innovation for all.
Eagles have had 2 long touchdown drives. London Fletcher trying to come up with a big play. Now it's up to Rex Grossman in the offense. We talked to Kyle Shanahan, the offensive coordinator, and he said they have to avoid trying to match the Eagles.
They don't want to get into a track meet. They know what that game looked like last year when Philadelphia put up better than 50 points on them. They don't want to get into that game, but I tell you what, down 14 points.
Brandon Banks dropped the ball, picked it up, brings it out, gets outside. And a nice return by Banks, but he goes out of bounds. There's a flag on the play. And out of bounds at the 21-yard line.
Number 64 offense. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
It's a holding call on Kendrick Golston.
Yeah, you can see him running down here. He's on the outside of the edge here. Riley Cooper comes up right in here. This is where now anytime a play breaks outside of a big lineman like that, it's hard for them not to reach up and hold.
So the Redskins are set back to the 5-yard line. They have struggled to get anything going. They've had only 7 offensive plays in the game. It's Philip Hunt in at defensive end. Grossman juggles the ball, gets rid of it, throws it away. It's incomplete. He's out of the pocket. Right now, the Redskins struggling to get some cohesion and some rhythm in their game.
Well, just like the Michael Vick play, an errant snap, and fortunately they were both able to get the ball off. Rex Grossman, he needed someone to hit him late in order to push it off the goal line, the Redskins, but smartly gets the ball up and out of his hands quickly so to minimize the damage.
Redskins have just 23 yards total offense. Grossman is 2 for 5. This is Roy Halou, the rookie, back for a couple of yards. Time for another update. Let's go back to Kurt Menefee.
Well, his numbers are spectacular, but Aaron Rodgers just passes the eye test. I don't know if a quarterback's playing better than he is right now. Rolls out, finds James Jones for a 35-yard score. And the Packers try to go to 6-0, up 10-0 on the Rams. Sam and Brian.
Tough to get used to those throwback uniforms.
It is. I don't know who I'm rooting for. I'm not that old. Even I am not that old that I remember who wore what.
Grossman on 3rd down, and they try to get it to Halou, and a big hit on Halou brings flags. Kurt Coleman, the safety.
Yeah, you want to look up defenseless receiver, no head-to-head contact. They're going to put this on the teaching tape. Launched himself head first into a defenseless receiver.
Personal foul. Blow to the head. Number 42 defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot.
Now it's those type of mistakes, and that's what Andy Reid's saying right now. Look, we're up 14 points, guys, but we've been here before. It's those kind of mistakes. We had Washington pinned down here. We're going to get this ball on the positive side of the 50 if we just don't make a bonehead mistake.
That's a big penalty.
71 on the left side here. Trent Williams kind of gets rolled up on the backside. You hate to see that. Hopefully he'll be okay.
I'm sorry. The ball spotted at the 22. Off the play fake. Outside to the tight end Fred Davis. Switched one man, then he's wrestled down just short of the 30-yard line. Nate Allen, who had a strong game last week with 13 tackles, with the first hit on Fred Davis.
Well, that's the other. We've been talking about the turnovers, but the other element of what has given difficulty to the Philadelphia Eagles here, you can see Cooley without pads. Obviously, whatever injury he sustained has got him done for the day. But missed tackles hurt them last week. So far, they're tackling well.
On second down, Ryan Terrain bounces off one man, but he's brought down. That's a good play inside by Derek Landry. Landry, who was re-signed just after the start of the season.
Well, this is just a little counter play. It's the counter to the zone blocking scheme that the Redskins are committed to. You no push whatsoever. You have got to get push from the center, guard, and tackle in order for the counter to work. They had none there.
Third down out of the shotgun. Horseman being rushed. Gets away from one man, and the pass almost intercepted. It was dropped by Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. Almost a big pick, but that was trouble for Rex Grossman from the start. And a flag on the play.
Pass interference, number 83 offense. Penalty is declined. Fourth down.
Big factor here, Coach. Redskins haven't gotten their run game going at all.
Well, they knew that. They knew they needed to get their run game going, if for no other reason to set up the big play action pass to get the ball down the field. And it's hard to get one without the other. Right now, Washington's got neither.
And the umpire waiting, backpedals. Savraka, the former Eagle, with a good high kick. Fair catch waved for by Deshaun Jackson. And he takes it at the 22-yard line. It's all Eagles right now. Redskins are hurting. Two outstanding coaches, Andy Reid and Mike Shanahan. Last time they met up was on a Monday night last November here in Washington. And on the first play, Mike Vick hit Deshaun Jackson for an 88-yard touchdown. It set the pace. 5 touchdowns and 5 drives for the Eagles. They were up 35-0 at one point and went on to win 59-28. Mike Vick in his first 5 possessions was 9 for 9 for 229 and 3 touchdowns.
Well, and Andy Reid kind of dismissed it for Mike Shanahan. Say, well, they just had a bad biorhythm day. Well, I had one time we had a biorhythm guy tell me the day before the game I couldn't start either one of my 2 quarterbacks.
Really?
Yeah, I got me a new biorhythm guy. You know, I think our quarterback went out and threw for like 450 yards, but Mike Shanahan hoping the biorhythms pick up here in the second quarter.
Eagles start from the 21. Owen Schmidt is in at fullback. And Sean McCoy, the running back. And it's McCoy behind Schmidt. And he stopped. Good play right away by London Fletcher. The ball is down. It popped loose, but it's ruled down by contact. Rocky McIntosh comes up with a tackle. First 3 possessions, a punt on the first one, and then 2 long drives by the Eagles.
Which is uncharacteristic of the Eagles. They're more of a big strike offense, so when you can get those 10-plus play drives, that's just icing on the cake.
Out of the shotgun, Vick gets time and has a wide open man. It's Jeremy Maclin. Up near midfield, he's run out of bounds by D'Angelo Hall at the 47-yard line.
This is what I'm talking about. I want you to watch the edge back into here. They commit the tight end. They commit the back. They're going to protect Michael Vick up and live with 2 receivers down the field. on occasion anytime he drops back. Otherwise, they're going to sprint him out of the pocket and let the big plays come that way.
Macklin wide open as he spun D'Angelo Hall around. Gain of 26 on the play. 3 wide receivers in. Vick gets time. Off the hands of Selleck. He juggles. Did he hold on? He may have made that catch. He did. A remarkable catch by Brent Selleck.
That was spectacular. Just to keep your focus. Watch this now. That ball, he bounces it up to himself. This has got interception written all over it. He hit it twice, and then it comes right back down into his chest. Look at this. You're going to see this thing 100 times during the week. This is going to get replayed. This is magnificent. Look, he's falling back, not only to be able to catch it, but to bounce it up the second time and come down with it. That was brilliant.
Gain of 21 for the Redskins, 32-yard line. Toss to McCoy. DeVan, the guard, led him around the corner, and a good run. Good effort by LaShawn McCoy down to the 21-yard line. Pickup of 12 on the play. McCoy having an outstanding first half.
Well, this nice job of this shuffled around offensive line of the Philadelphia Eagles. Just the way, and some people are questioning, and I was one of them. I thank you for correcting me. It is pronounced Moorhen-Wig. I've known this guy for 25 years and called him Morning Wig his entire life.
He says his late grandma was proud of the pronunciation, Moorhen-Wig. Vick gets time, sidearms it to Selleck. Down to the 11-yard line. Now it's time for another update. For that, here's Kurt Menefee.
Throwback uniforms and all, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers offense still looks good. This time, Rodgers hooks up with Jordy Nelson on a 93-yard score. Packers lead at 17-0 in the second quarter. Rodgers, 16 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions on the season. Sam and Brian.
Thanks, Kurt. Packers look great, and the Rams are a huge disappointment.
Well, you saw their first half of the season schedule. If they could just survive somehow the first half, the second half should get easier.
McCoy looking for an opening. Gets inside the 10. The Eagles, who had struggled in the red zone thus far this season, 2 for 2 with touchdowns in the red zone this game. And here they are driving again.
Well, and the important thing is when you get in the red zone efficiency, the most important thing is scoring efficiency. Doesn't always mean it's touchdowns. You'll take it, but you definitely have to come away with points. What's been killing them? They've been turning the ball over in the red zone, haven't even gotten those threes.
Mike Vick has hit his last 8 passes.
Here's that zero coverage again. Nobody in the middle. Michael Vick's going to take advantage of this one-on-one alignment.
They get the play off. It's tipped in the air, and it's caught by Jeremy Macklin. It's a loss on the play, but a heads-up play by Macklin.
You got to get the ball out quick. Kerrigan knocking the ball up in the air. He's lucky again. We've had 2 balls tipped up in the air by Philadelphia that typically, with a defense coming downhill and seeing the ball, they typically come up with it. Everything is bouncing literally the way of the Philadelphia Eagles right now because it's bouncing right to them.
Second and goal at the 10. Selleck lines up in the backfield. The shovel pass is dropped. Gets an incomplete pass. Trying to shovel it to LaShawn McCoy, so the first incompletion for Mike Vick in the last 10 passes.
We keep talking about the zero coverage. There's a whole bunch of folks on the line of scrimmage and nobody in the middle. Washington has committed to this. This says you got to get the ball out quickly. So far, Philadelphia has figured out what to do, but they have not backed off this zero coverage, total pressure, man for man. They got another one here. Nobody in the middle of the field.
4 wide receivers on 3rd and goal. Vick throws. He was rushed from the outside by Kerrigan, trying to get it around him. He threw low to Macklin. It's incomplete, and the field goal kicking unit comes on.
Well, Kerrigan's pretty good, but you probably need to actually put somebody on him. That would help. Michael Vick doing a nice job getting the ball off quickly. Kerrigan, a good, smart rookie, has had such an impact on this team. That's putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to say you negotiate that unblocked guy, get the ball off.
27-yard field goal try for Alex Henry, and he puts it through. And the Eagles have scored the last 3 times they've had the ball. They have a 17-0 lead.
Today's game is sponsored by New Line Cinemas of Very Harold and Kumar 3D Christmas in theaters November 4th.
Well, you're going to see what coaching's all about in this league right here. Marty Moorhenwig talking to his quarterback, subtly explaining to Henry, going, Bull, something wasn't right there. Andy wants to make sure that both of them know we need to be better than that. And this is by a guy that's up 17-0. That tells you the coaching's got it constantly going on, and the way their year has gone, 17-0 isn't enough in his book right now.
The head man demanding even more from his quarterback. Henry kicks it off. Brandon Banks backpedals 9 yards deep and brings it out. And he's brought down at around the 15-yard line. Banks trying to get a spark for the Redskins, who are down 17-0. Redskins, who have changed their offensive line when Corey Lichtensteiger went out, now have Sean Locklear at left tackle, number 75. Trent Williams out with an injury off the play fake. Grossman puts it up deep, and it's intercepted. Nate Allen, the safety, makes the interception and brings it back. Still on his feet and finally brought down in Redskins territory. Second interception of the game for the Eagles.
Well, this is regrettable for the Redskins. This was a total sellout, 2-man route, hard play fake. He just underthrew it. He had him in behind the defense. He needed to let it go. Rex Grossman's got a good, strong arm, but you got to give it height. Let him go underneath it. You know what? He gets paid too. Make him earn his paycheck. Just tries to baby it enough. He needed to launch this thing down because he had his depth in behind Allen. That could have been a huge play for the Redskins. Instead, a huge play and a short field for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Eagles had 3 interceptions coming in. They have 2 today. Off the fake, Vick in trouble, gets away from Arakpo and takes off with plenty of grass in front of him. Great run by Vick. London Fletcher catches him down at the Redskins 22. 26-yard run by Michael Vick.
Wow, this is the brilliance of Michael Vick right here. Again, they're looking for the big play fake down the field. Now right here, he gets outside of protection. You have scattered the rush everywhere, all over the field. That's not where you want to be with Michael Vick, particularly with everybody in the secondaries back to Michael Vick. We saw it last week on a couple big plays. Those are the kind of big plays Michael Vick gives you out of a broken play.
Officially 25 yards from the 22. McCoy trying to cut it back. Fletcher is there. LaRon Landry from behind. Take him down. Gain of a yard on the play. Redskins were worried about containing Mike Vick. Jim Haslett, the defensive coordinator. If you lose sight of him, you're wrong.
And he said he learned that from Bruce Smith, the brilliant Bruce Smith that used to see, if I can't see the quarterback, he'd do that patented move to settle in. I got to get vision on him. That's what he stressed to his defensive line. If you can't see him, you're wrong. They didn't see him on that last play.
Empty backfield, everybody split, 3 wide receivers in. On second down, Vick gets time, throws, and it's incomplete. He tried to hit Brent Selleck with London Fletcher. With his back turned, didn't see the ball coming, but it's incomplete.
Well, and you can see here, as you take back, this was going to be a total protection 2-man route. The pocket was supposed to be set up on the inside. The minute he got outside, look how spread out that is. Everybody's on the edge with nothing down the middle. That's where you don't want Michael Vick down the field. And given the amount of man that Washington's playing, there's going to be nothing down the field because everybody has their back to him.
3rd and 9 for the Eagles. Redskins need a big play. Blitz coming. Vick throwing to the end zone too high. Looking for Macklin, flying on the play. Josh Wilson was covering. Let's see what the call is.
There had to have been some
Before
contact.
the pass was thrown, illegal contact. Number 26, excuse me, of the defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So it was contact early. It's not pass interference. Just that little shove. He really didn't need it. Just to really maintain contact. He reached his hand up. Sometimes you can. It's kind of no harm, no foul, but you can't have that kind of contact after the first 5 yards.
And it gives the Eagles a first down, keeps the drive alive. The ball at the Washington 16-yard line. Look at the dominance of the Eagles in this game.
Yeah, you look at those. At some point, the Redskin defense has to say, we got to make a play because our offense isn't doing it.
McCoy slipping tackles, gets down to the 6-yard line. LaRon Landry finally broke him down. Brought him down. McCoy has run for 77 yards here in the first half.
And again, it's just one of these little counter. You see Selleck coming back, collapsing it very well, and now just missed tackles. You got to wrap up to bring the man down. And to build on what I talked about earlier, this does change the play calling of the defensive coordinator, because you got to make a play because your offense isn't.
Steve Smith is one of the wide receivers for the Eagles. They have 4. And McCoy takes the handoff. Tries to cut back. Gets about a yard on the play. The Eagles are 3 for 3 as far as scoring points in the red zone today. 2 touchdowns and 1 field goal.
Well, Washington continues to commit to this zero coverage, man across the board, a lot of guys on the line of scrimmage. That again, it forces Michael Vick to get the ball out of his hands quickly. God forbid he gets outside of that front 7 or 8 guys, because there's nobody on the outside. Him walking.
2nd and goal from the 5. 3 wide receivers in. McCoy. And he ran into the middle of the Washington defense. Not much there.
And you got to
Bowen with the tackle. Sorry, Coach.
Excuse me, Sam. You got to do this occasionally just to keep him honest. But we've seen time and again, the middle of the Redskin defense isn't where the money is. The money's on the edge. Keep pushing in the middle occasionally just to keep them honest. But it's on the edges is where Philadelphia is going to make a living.
3rd and goal. With 3 wide receivers, Vick being rushed by Rakpo, gets away from him. Looks to run, and he's brought down. The tackle by Barry Cofield, the nose tackle. And the Eagles will have to settle for a field goal here.
Well, that's twice we've seen now. You're going to see it come off the edge with an unblocked edge blocker. Now, I know Michael Vick's a good athlete, and you kind of count on him to make that guy miss, but he has to pull it down and has no time to look down the field. As much as they've been up and down the field, this has been a fairly solid +10 defense that Washington's running, because it's putting a lot of pressure on Michael Vick to make plays.
24-yard field goal try for Alex Henry is right through. The Eagles continue to put on points. This time Andy Reid's not angry with Mike Vick. Give him a pat on the head.
Well, you got to give him a little loving. You know, he's saying, okay, guys, we're okay. I'm not sure that I don't know whether that edge rusher being unblocked is by design or someone's doing something wrong, but that is a lot of pressure on Michael Vick to make some plays on the outside. And it's interesting, when we visited with Brian Arakpo in Washington, they've done it a number of ways. Jim Haslett has played Michael Vick when Vick was in Atlanta and Haslett was in New Orleans. He says, I've tried it all ways. I've backed my guys off. I've brought everybody. It was interesting, though. He says, so I'm just turning my guys loose. I'm just saying, hey, go for it all out on the outside. But when you get there, just be careful. You don't know, Right. And it was kind of, well, wait a minute, Coach, what are you doing? You going to let him go, or are you going to back him off? And that's what Michael Vick does to you. An open guy like that usually would bring down most quarterbacks, but I got to give Washington credit. They're doing pretty good with their +10 defense.
Now, offensively, the Redskins haven't gotten anything going. 14 plays, 32 yards. You got under 2.5 minutes to go in the half. They've got to get something going here.
Yeah, and this is one of those, clearly you're going to be in your 2-minute offense. You're going to regroup at halftime a little bit, and it's one of 2 things. Let's just get a drive for a score, or how about we take this game plan, fold it up, and put it in our back pocket, and start drawing it up in the dirt, because what we're doing right now just isn't working.
Another Eagles kickoff. Brandon Banks, 7 yards deep, brings it back. Straight up the middle. And a good return by Banks. Up to the 30-yard line. Rex Grossman has faced a lot of pressure in this game. And he's had 2 picks.
Well, we talked about how Mike Shanahan recognized if they're going to indeed lead the division, get to the playoffs, be a championship caliber team, they're going to need more out of Rex Grossman, and they need to do more around him. And right now they have no rhythm about them. This is a tough duty for Rex Grossman to get this team back into rhythm.
With a fullback in the lineup, the play fake, screen pass to the tight end Fred Davis, picking up a block. Good gain for the Redskins up to the 46-yard line. Kurt Coleman with a tackle, 17-yard pickup.
Right now, we've seen a couple nice tight end screens, both by Philly to Brent Selleck, and now we see to Fred Davis. Invite them in, protect the tight end, then release. A little bit better block down the field. Fred Davis may have had an even bigger game.
Coming down to the 2-minute warning. Let's see if the Redskins get a playoff here. Nope. They've hit the 2-minute warning. The Redskins looking for something offensively. Tough first half for Mike Shanahan and the Washington Redskins. Their offense has only been on the field for 15 plays. First down at the 47. The rain motions. Grossman with a short throw, and it's incomplete, intended for Santana Moss. And Brian, right now, the Eagles, we talked about their desperation, and they played with smart desperation.
Well, no matter what you can look at this spreadsheet, and it's a pretty good one for the Philadelphia Eagles. The big one, no turnovers. They've been doing what they've been doing all season long, but with no turnovers and, unique to them, long drives. That's a big part of why Washington's struggling. When they get the ball, they can't do much. They're not getting the ball much.
On 2nd and 10, the blitz coming. Grossman able to hit the tight end, Logan Paulson. And he's brought down after an 18-yard pickup. Making Fred Davis with the reception. Stay with us at halftime. The Visa halftime report coming up. Kurt Menefee, what do you have for us?
Okay, coming up on the Visa Halftime Report, we'll have scores and highlights from around the league, including the Giants hosting the subtly impressive Buffalo Bills, Jacksonville visiting Pittsburgh, and these guys will finish their beverages and have lots of comments for you, plus fantasy stats. It all comes your way on the Visa Halftime Report. We'll see you then.
Guys are ready. Have a little soft drink and get going. Redskins with 2 timeouts remaining.
Well, Juan Castillo, the defensive coordinator, we've been the whole game, and this is the first time we're mentioning his name, and you know what? That's exactly what Juan wants. This has been a tough couple weeks for this young man. His defense playing very, very well.
At the Eagles' 35-yard line, they motion Davis, the tight end, 3 wide receivers in. Grossman, too high. It looked like Santana Moss slipped and went down at the 25-yard line. No completions to a wide receiver in the game.
Yeah, this is one of those things where, boy, he tries to get a jam on him, and it works. Had it not, this has been a big game. Nnamdi Asomugha, one of the best things he does. He's got long arms. If he can get that quick jam on you, he can disrupt the timing.
And he did it to Santana Moss. Roy Halou is in at running back, and now in the slot to the right side. Grossman with the pass complete to Dante Stallworth. Down to the 22-yard line, and the wide receiver to catch the first pass is Stallworth, a 13-yard pickup, and flags fly. False start on the Redskins. Wanted to get that play off quickly. But there was movement.
False start. Number 58 offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It's on the center. Eric Cook.
It's a foul. Let's go. outside of a minute.
Well, and part of that is Montgomery all week long, your starting center, that relationship you have with the quarterback. And it's not just the relationship of the snap, it's the snap count. It's the whole rhythm. Cook so far doing a good job, but they're in field goal range here. They do not want to get pushed up. They got to come away with some points.
Rushman gets time, puts it up, and it is tipped and falls incomplete. Nate Allen almost had another interception.
Well, they're begging for pass interference, but it's not going to happen because the ball got tipped. He didn't have the contact. Watch down the field here. The ball gets tipped, and as it gets tipped, then he comes in and kind of pulls on Moss, and at that point, once the ball's tipped, it's all rules are off there now. That's not pass interference. The fans don't want to hear it. But again, the point I'm making, you're in field goal range here. Washington's got to be very careful they don't do something to pull themselves out of field goal range.
Roy Hallou's got good speed, rookie out of Nebraska. Gets inside the 25. At the 24-yard line, will bring up a 3rd and long for the Redskins. And an excellent first half for Michael Vick. 12 for 20, 141 yards. 1 touchdown pass.
And this one, no, I think we're going to see Washington take a time. I'm a little surprised that the Washington Redskins brought the clock down. Here's what they're going to do. They've got 2 timeouts.
30-second timeout.
So they called a timeout. They've given themselves time to give yourself 1 shot, and you can throw it anywhere you want because you have the timeout. With that much time, I'm a little surprised, since you had the timeouts in your pocket, why not take that shot down the field? That way, if you get a first down, I got some time to orchestrate some other plays. They've limited themselves here now, all but they've got plenty of time to do it, to basically 1 shot on 3rd down, and then you basically use the timeout to go ahead and kick a field goal. So they might be able to, if they get a first down, clock it and maybe get another play off. Mike Shanahan's been doing this for a long time, and I'm not sure I wouldn't left a little more time on the clock.
You get a little gun shy when you have Nate Allen almost pick one off in the end zone the way he did before?
Yeah, you can't play that way.
No.
Yes. Yes, to answer your question, but you can't play that way in this league.
Here's 3rd and 11 for the Redskins. Have to get to the 13 for a first down. 4 wide receivers, everybody out. Grossman in trouble, they got it. He is sacked by Mike Patterson. 17th sack of the season for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, and the pressure just right up the middle, and that's where a quarterback hates it the most. You're ready for outside pressure, but now you're climbing the pocket. Patterson right in his face, right when he wants to let it go. And now he's got those big paws coming at him, and just like I said, now they're not out of field goal range, but they certainly made this one a little bit tougher for their kicker by getting sacked on a 3rd down.
This will be a long one for Graham Gano. It's about his deepest. This will be a 50-yarder. Savraka is the holder. Nick Sundberg, the long snapper. Gano has 1 50-yarder to his credit. It's the long of his career. It's on the way. It's got the distance, and it's good. Outstanding kick for Graham Gano. With 30 seconds remaining in the first half, the Redskins finally get points on the board.
Well, when we visited with Rex Grossman, he felt good about the way he was playing this season. He went out of his way to tell us that he felt good about it, but he felt like he had to maintain a rhythm. One thing that Kyle Shanahan has helped Rex Grossman with is the timing of his feet. The timing of the 3, 5, 7 step, that you get your efficiency out of your feet, he said. And so far, they haven't had time to have that timing. Rex Grossman not having that much time in the pocket, not having that many opportunities. Nice little drive to take themselves down the field, at least getting something on the board. That is big. gives them a little bit of a feeling going in at halftime, but they're going to have to build a lot more on this pocket presence we're talking about to get back in this ballgame.
Redskins take any chances here on special teams?
Nah,
or just kick it deep?
No, there's not enough time, because all you really have time for is a couple Hail Marys. I don't know that that's high percentage enough.
Gano will kick it. Dion Lewis and Riley Cooper deep for the Eagles. And the big leg puts the ball through the end zone for the touchback. Well, what's coming up on Fox this week? The big one, the grand finale of baseball, the World Series. It'll open Wednesday night in the National League Park. We know the Texas Rangers will be the American League representative. They closed out the Detroit Tigers last night. Wednesday night, 7:30 Eastern. Game 1 of the World Series, only on Fox in the National League Park, with St. Louis leading the National League Championship Series 3-2. The series in Milwaukee now. The delay to McCoy gets a yard, and Ryan Kerrigan brought him down. Sean McCoy has carried 17 times in the first half. He had 20 carries total the last 2 games. A great first half for Michael Vick and the Philadelphia Eagles. They put 20 points on the board. The Redskins fail to find a rhythm in their game. And the Eagles protected Michael Vick. We're at halftime with the Eagles leading the Redskins 20-3. The Visa halftime report is next. Back at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to iTunes.com/NFL. The Eagles defensively have come up big in this game. The defense has taken a hit all season long, but the defense has played well, Brian.
Yeah, it has, and it's been a big reason why the Washington Redskins have not gotten in rhythm. You can see here, they're coming up and making big tackles. They're getting big plays. Turnovers, instead of turning the ball over, they're getting turnovers, and they're putting pressure on the quarterback. That's a lethal combination. Kyle Shanahan said, you know, this wide 9 defense, and there's been a great deal discussed about it, when you get it down, when you fit it up like they do in Tennessee, like they do in Detroit, it is a lethal package. Maybe, just maybe, Juan Castillo's defense is beginning to get it.
Well, they have remained positive. They have worked hard. There's Kyle Shanahan, the offensive coordinator of the Washington Redskins.
And he faced this style of defense when he was in Houston, facing Tennessee the way he did.
Alex Henry kicks it off. Brandon Banks, 6 yards deep, brings it back. Looking for an opening, and he finds one. Banks was pushed out of bounds by the kicker, Alex Henry. Excellent return to start the second half. Up to the 40-yard line, a 46-yard return for Brandon Banks, his longest of the season.
It's interesting to see team to team their philosophy in bringing it out of the end zone, and Banks has been doing that the whole day. Unfortunately, he's had a lot of opportunities because Philadelphia has been kicking off all day, but they need to make something happen. Favorable field position. Rex Grossman in the offense got to take advantage of it.
Roy Halou is the running back. Terrain was kept quiet in the first half. 4 carries, 13 yards. Halou pitches it back on the flea flicker. Grossman puts it up deep for Jabbar Jeffrey. He's got it. Down to the Eagles' 15-yard line.
Well, this is just the kind of big play that they needed. We talked about this not being a particularly explosive offense. They had to go to a little trickeration. Stalk, run. Nope, now I've got to get down the field. It's not like he got in behind it. Just a well-thrown ball going to it. Safety not closing on it, or the corner, I should say, not closing on it as well as he might have. That's just a good throw and catch.
46-yard kickoff return, 45-yard pass play. Redskins at the Eagles' 15. Ryan Terrain with straight-ahead power. Gets down to the 7, make it the 8-yard line. Pickup of 7 on the play.
Watch the right guard here, Chester. Had him in Baltimore. This is what you need. He's going to pull, get downfield, and lead the play almost like a fullback. That'll get Ryan Terrain going. You said it early, Sam. Haven't heard much from Terrain or any of the backs. They can get these backs cranked up. All of a sudden now it's a different ball game for the Washington Redskins.
Dante Stallworth and the rookie Niles Paul are in at wide receivers along with Santana Moss. Terrain. Not much of an opening and a good tackle by Mike Patterson. Let's get an update from the sideline. Here's Laura Oakman.
Thanks, Sam. I talked to Mike Shanahan, who said he wanted to get Rex Grossman into that rhythm, said it's awfully hard with 21 plays, said we want long drives, long plays. We're seeing that in first downs. He's going to have to get in that rhythm without left tackle Trent Williams, Chris Cooley, both out for the game.
Thanks, Laura. Injuries in the first half. Cooley was injured on that big hit by Nnamdi Asomugha. Eagles looking for some big red zone defense. Grossman. And the pass is incomplete. Might have been tipped at the line. He faked. And he got Jaquay Parker up in the air. But then the pass nowhere near his intended receiver. And the Redskins bring out the field goal kicking unit.
Well, they can feel good, obviously, about coming out and getting into scoring position, but they desperately needed a touchdown there. You can tell right now, even the fans, this play has gone quiet, even though the Redskins have marched the length of the field with some big plays and are in a position to score.
Graham Gano, who hit from 50 late in the first half. This field goal try from 26. That rock of a holder, and the kick is true. So the Redskins come out to start the second half, get some life offensively, but settle for 3.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By the Ford F-150, the only truck available with EcoBoost. By Chase, don't get shortchanged, get your cash back with Chase Freedom. And by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Here we go.
Michael Vick waiting for his try of the second half. He's had a nice ball game, hasn't he, Brian?
Yeah, it's been huge, and he's stayed away from the dreaded turnovers. That's the key, obviously, here. I doubt that we're going to see them take their foot off the gas pedal here. They're going to want some more, I promise you.
Deion Lewis back deep. Graham Gano to kick it off. Strong leg. Lewis backs up, takes it 9 yards deep, and stays in the end zone. The Eagles start from the 20. Their lead has been cut to 20-6.
Well, we lost one of the loveliest and most gracious souls in this game, Pat Modell, the beloved wife of Art Modell. We send our best wishes to Art, David, John, and the whole Modell family.
Thanks, Brian. Eagles, first possession, second half from the 20. They've had no turnovers in the game. Vick steps up with time, throwing deep downfield for Macklin. He's thrown it, and he's brought down at the 20, took it away from D'Angelo Hall. What a play by Jeremy Macklin.
Well, when we say watch the protection, a play fake with the tight end protecting both of them, the play fake to the back, a two-man route. This is just what Michael Vick loves, to make the big plays down the field. Again, now, not the best of play by the corner Hall. Nice air on the ball, giving the receiver all the time he needed to position for the big play.
49-yard pickup for the Eagles. For the Washington 21. The 3 wide receivers. McCoy takes the handoff, cuts it back the other way, and spins down to the 17. Let's go back to the sideline to Laura Oakman.
All right, from the Eagles' perspective, Andy Reid said, this is what I envisioned we would look like if we didn't turn the ball over. But exactly what you said, Brian, they've blown 3 fourth-quarter leads this year. He told his guys at the halftime, more, give me more for 30 more minutes.
Thanks, Laura. And Andy staying positive.
And that's the key. You can't teach negative. You've got to stay positive. You can make your point. The players know when they're wrong. You just need to point out when they're right and what they need to do to correct the wrong.
Steve Smith and a wide receiver. Vick being pressured, dumped it off to LaShawn McCoy, but it was behind him. as he was pressured by LaRon Landry on the safety blitz.
And that being positive is something right from the get-go. Here you're going to see they try to set up one of these little screens on the side. They've done the sprint screen, the sprint draw right here. Just that little bit of bump didn't allow Michael Vick to get a clean shot. Redskins have done a nice job breaking up the screens, which is a big part of the Philadelphia Eagles game.
Eagles have to get to the 11-yard line for first down. They spread the offense. With 3 wide receivers, everybody out. Vick throws, batted up in the air, and intercepted. Oshimago Otagwe, the safety, intercepts it. It looks like they're going to mark it on the 1-yard line, but it's Redskins ball.
Today's game is sponsored by Verizon. Get coverage of every NFL game on NFL Mobile. Call Star NFL from your Verizon phone to get NFL Mobile.
Well, Barry Cofield on the inside matched up against the rookie Watkins. This thing bounces off his head. Yeah. And it's a good thing it did, because that's what gave it the height that gave them an opportunity to come down. Now the question is, should that ball come out to the 20? Was it his impetus that took him back into the end zone?
They rule 1-yard line with the pass to Fred Davis, who tight end gets it out of the shadows of the goalpost up to the 32-yard line. 31-yard gain. And Asante Samuel is shaken up on the play. Big pickup for the Redskins, and the Eagles hurting.
Well, we say it time and again, watch what the play fake does. It settles the linebackers and the safety. You got Fred Davis all of a sudden in behind it now. They can't regroup. Just enough air over the top for a big play to take you out of the shadow of your field goal.
Asante Samuel hurt making the tackle on the big tight end, Fred Davis. He's being checked out along the sideline, with the Redskins trying to get things going. Asante Samuel jogged off the field under his own power. Seems to be okay. Has to come out for at least a play. Grossman swings it out to Halou, and that's incomplete. Let's go back and take a look at that play.
Well, you're going to see Asante Samuel come in from the right, and this is how not to make a tackle against a big physical tight end like Fred Davis. You got to see what you hit. You can't get bent over. There's a lot of ways to get hurt here. You can get hit in the head, your back. You got to keep your eyes up. The old adage is still true. See what you hit what you see.
Redskins 2nd and 10 from their own 32. Rex Grossman passed for 64 yards in the first half, has 76 already second half. The handoff goes for a couple of yards to Ryan Terrain up to the 35. Get coverage of every NFL game with NFL Mobile. Call Star NFL now.
Well, the Redskins are 0 for 5 on third downs. Now would be a good time to get one. You know, they need to keep these sustained drives. They are second in the league in time of possession. Obviously, it's going to suffer today given the way that they played. But they're capable of the long drive, and one long scoring drive here would serve them very well.
And put them right back in the game. 3 wide receivers, everybody out. Grossman looking, throwing short to Halou out of the backfield. And he's brought down at the 38-yard line. Well played by Joselio Hansen. And there is the rookie Roy Halou. So the Redskins are stopped on the third down play.
Missed tackles being a problem for Philadelphia in the past. Here not. Obviously some good hits there with that helmet flying off. Good open field tackling by Philadelphia.
Savraka with the high kick. Jeremy Maclin is back deep. The ball bounces inside the 10 and is down. Savraka leads the league in punts down inside the 20. That's his 13th of the season. Lead start from their 9-yard line. Michael Vick with the interception down to the other end last possession. Has been intercepted at least one time in 5 consecutive games. He's had 8 passes intercepted this season. The high amongst quarterbacks.
A lot of them tip, though, just like we saw.
LaShawn McCoy trying to cut it back. Good job by LaRon Landry, who plays the run really well.
Yeah, he's as good in the box as any safety in the league right now. We already talked about how physical he is. He's also a pretty good cover guy. That's the combination you need in today's game. I got to have somebody that can come down and build that box, be like a linebacker. And oh, by the way, you got to cover these great tight ends we have to cover here in the NFL.
Cedric Golston is in on the defensive line for the Redskins, number 64. Off the play fake. Vick trying to spin out of trouble. Flag on the play. He gets across the 20, enough for a first down, but the flag is back at the 4-yard line.
Holding. 79 offense. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat second down.
That's on Todd Harriman's. They're showing Winston Justice. I believe he called 79.
It was Harriman's on the left side, and he got a full grab on a rack poke. I think Michael Vick took a shot. I think he's a little woozy right now. They're holding him up like a punch-drunk boxer. Boy, you hate to see this.
Vince Young, who hasn't seen any action this season, is warming up. Now there's the hit by Ron Landry.
And that's a legal hit. It wasn't head-to-head. The head snapped a little bit as he hit Vick. You can see here the injuries. He started with a concussion in week 2. He came back and had the hand in week 3, his finger in week 4. Last week, he took a shot to the knee and the ankle. I've said it all year long. It's the cumulative hits on Michael Vick that concern me as opposed to the single hits that might take him out of a game.
Last time Vince Young saw regular season action was last season with Tennessee. His first appearance as a Philadelphia Eagle. And he takes over the ball at the 6-yard line. 2nd and 13. From the end zone. Nobody open. Young runs it out. Gets a yard on the play. Let's go down to the field to Laura Oakman. Laura.
You guys are talking about all the body parts right now that Michael Vick is hurting with. And I asked him beforehand, I said, we actually are going to show this on TV, show all the body parts that are hurting. I said, what can I say is not hurting right now? He thought about it and he said, my mind, I have a clear mind. That was it. That's all he could give me. Otherwise, he said, taking a lot of hits this year.
Thank you, Laura. It looked like he wanted to go back in the game, but they convinced him to go sit down and have the doctors check it out. Here's 3rd and 11. Blitz coming. Young. Chased by LaRon Landry. His pass is intercepted. Kevin Barnes with the D'Angelo Hall, the man who picked it off. Hall, who was victimized earlier in the game, comes up with the interception. And the Redskins are in business.
Well, as you said, Sam, it's been a while since Vince Young has been in a game. You can see the pressure coming from the outside on both sides. Now he flushes to the outside. What do we say all the time when someone comes back after injury? It is the speed of the game that catches them off guard.
2nd turnover of the game for the Philadelphia Eagles. They went error-free in the first half. Now, 2 interceptions here in the second. Ryan Terrain, nothing there. Great job by the Eagles front to shut that play down. Darryl Tapp, number 55, involved. Mike Patterson was involved.
The entire emotional tenor of this game, all but down by 2 scores, has gone to Washington. Here. He says, Mom, here, you can have that ball. That's a nice touch. But this stadium is rocking and rolling right now. It's the obvious, but Washington desperately needs this to turn into a touchdown.
2nd and 12. Everybody out. Grossman throws. Intercepted by Kurt Coleman, his 2nd of the game. Turnaround is fair play. Coleman with the Eagles' third interception, his second, and the Redskins waste a big opportunity.
And that desperation to have that touchdown, as I said, Rex Grossman knew, I got to make a play, and it's just not there. You can see just that little skinny route on the, I'm not quite sure where he was going, where he thought he was going. It looked like he thought Fred Davis was going to flatten and come underneath the safety. Davis looked like he didn't even know the ball was on the way.
Great return to the lineup by Kurt Coleman with 2 interceptions. Michael Vick is back in the game. Eagles from their 29. LaShawn McCoy, nothing there except Rocky McIntosh to stop it, and the rest of the guys to help out.
Well, I'll be interested to see exactly what they want to do with Michael Vick. Clearly the doctors have had to check off, okay, he's okay, and given the focus on concussions, that is a process that that sideline has to go through. Still, with him in the game, I'll be interested to see what the Philadelphia Eagle Brain Trust wants to do in terms of exposing Michael Vick. And right now, they've got an empty backfield.
On 2nd and 10, Selleck motions. Vick rolls, got protection, and pass broken up. Intended for Deshaun Jackson. Good defensive play by Josh Wilson. Here's Kurt Menefee with an update. Kurt.
And a good game going on between the Giants and Bills. Tied at 17. Eli Manning buys time. Finds Mario Manningham down inside the 1. Ahmad Bradshaw took it in from there for his 3rd touchdown. And the Giants lead it 24-17 late in the 3rd. Sam and Brian.
That's a heck of a game. Boy, the Buffalo Bills, one of the big surprises in the NFL this season. Vince Young back out. Michael Vick back in the lineup. 3rd and long for the Eagles. Vick steps up, and he takes off. And he outruns Rocky McIntosh, goes down the sideline. A big gain. Boy, you can't stop his legs.
Well, you cannot let Michael Vick break contain, and here's what happens. You get the rush from the outside, upfield, inside, and I want you to watch the scene that this creates. Hermans does a nice job of gobbling up all but a DB. Michael Vick steps up, then back out. They lose contain, and I love McIntosh, but there's no way he's going to run down a Michael Vick.
31-yard run for Michael Vick. He has run 3 times for 56 yards in the game. At the Redskins 40. LaShawn McCoy. And that never got going. Good job by the Redskins defense. Rob Jackson with a tackle. Let's go to Laura Oakman down on the field.
Interesting injury update to Michael Vick, which basically is no injury update. The Eagles are saying he had dirt in his face. The players were all going around him trying to kind of help him get it out, but the Redskins started yelling, get him out, get him out. So he had to come out for the play, but nothing was wrong.
Thanks, Laura. On that run, you can see there was not much wrong with him.
Yeah, I'd start yelling, get him out again. Maybe they'll take him out again.
Look at that all-time record. He keeps adding to it. Surrounded, got it to Deshaun Jackson. Just short of the 1st down. Down to the 31-yard line.
Watch this edge rush. McCoy almost doesn't get there. This was lethal. This could have been a hit on Michael Vick. You'd like to avoid it. Again, Michael Vick, short sprints, get the ball out of my hand quickly. So far, it's been a good formula for the Eagles.
Eagles have struggled in 3rd and 1 situations this season. Riley Cooper in, he splits wide right. McCoy, and he is stopped. The hole never opened up. Stephen Bowen, the defensive end, led the charge, and the Redskins come up with an important 3rd down stop. They came into the game with the best 3rd down defense in the league.
Right here, you build that picket fence we talk about all the time. There is no place for him to go. He thinks he can bounce outside, but he just can't get the edge around Todd Harriman's block. Nice short yardage defense. Interesting. Washington going for it on 4th and short.
The Eagles go for it.
Sorry, the Eagles.
2.5 yards they need.
Zero coverage, man for man. This could be lethal.
Everybody out. Quick pass, too high. Trying to get it to Jason Avant. London Fletcher was blitzing on the play, and Vic had to hurry the throw.
Well, we see it time and again, mostly down in the red zone. Look, nobody here. Zero coverage, man for man. A lot of guys in the line of scrimmage. I got to get the ball off quick. Almost get a clean shot. Again, it pays off for the Redskins. Michael Vick having to get rid of the ball before he's ready. And now the Redskins get the ball back, preventing at the minimum of 3 points for the Redskins, or for the Eagles. They may go back and rethink about that in terms of not taking the 3 points.
So they turn things around. Redskins have it back. Play fake by Grossman. Gets plenty of time. Deep pass. Complete to Fred Davis. No. He lost the ball as he went to the ground. Two-man coverage. Almost a great catch by Davis, but he lost it when he went to the ground.
Well, you got to give him credit for a short memory here, because he came right back with a shot down the field. He just needed to bring that down.
Pass, holding, number 24 defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And the Eagles, Nnamdi Asomugha was called for holding on the play. It gives the Redskins an automatic first down, plus 5 yards.
I'm not quite sure, other than all of a sudden he starts to pull away. Yeah, started upfield. That's something you could normally get away from, particularly if the ball's not going to come to that guy. Just that last little grab of cloth will get you.
Some mistakes creeping into the Eagles game here in the second half. Redskins from the 38. Ryan Terrain trying to cut it back. Good job up front, Derek Landry. With a good play along with Trevor Laws, the backup defensive tackles combining on the stop. Where's Nnamdi been lining up in this game?
Well, that's been the question. Are we using him properly? Where in the world is Nnamdi? You can see him outside as a corner, in the slot as a nickel guy, in the box, particularly in nickel like a linebacker, and then at the deep safety. So he's all over the place, but at least today they're beginning to show a rhythm and an effectiveness on the defense.
Rewinds in, play fake, Grossman, pump fake, got hit as he throws, incomplete. Jabbar Gaffney, the intended receiver. Juquay Parker got in and got a hit on Rex Grossman. Fans getting on Grossman a little bit.
Well, remember over the summer, it was all about the battle between Rex Grossman and John Beck. For a while there, it looked like clearly it was going to be Beck. And you can see the numbers here. Getting the ball down the field, although they're a little bit better in this second half. But a lot of people thought John Beck was going to be the starter. But at the end of preseason, Rex Grossman played well enough. Mike Shanahan deciding that he was going to be the guy to lead his team. But he's receiving some pressure today.
On 3rd and 9, everybody out. Grossman in trouble. On the move, he throws, and it's intercepted. Was he inbounds? Kurt Coleman picked it off. It's an interception, his 3rd of the game. Now you have to ask, what was Rex Grossman thinking on that throw?
Well, at this point, he's trying to make something happen, but this has plagued Rex Grossman. If Rex Grossman has to throw the ball a lot, here it's a 3-receiver bunch. He gets outside. It's broken down at this point. The receivers aren't quite sure what they do. Now it's a broken play. Work back to the quarterback. Work back to the quarterback. It looks like he maybe thought that's what Gaffney was going to do. Gaffney didn't. Coleman did.
And John Beck has started warming up along the Redskins sideline. There's Mike Vick. 4 interceptions by the Eagles. Brent Selleck, the tight end, fights his way across the 35 to the 36-yard line. There's John Beck on the sideline. He's warming up, and no doubt he's warming up to go in the game.
There's nothing more dramatic that affects your organization than the change at the quarterback position, either due to injury or productivity. It's something that changes the course of your season depending upon how it's handled and how each play's going forward. This is huge for the Redskins if indeed Beck comes in.
Been a great day for Kurt Coleman of the Eagles. Beck fakes. Here comes pressure, and they got him. O.J. Atagwe and Kendrick Golston combining on the sack. 2nd of the game for the Redskins.
Well, you got to give Jim Haslett credit for he's still going to bring the heat. Again, this is the play fake, total protection, the tight end, but I'm a man short. At this point, Michael Vick needs to step up, and even though I got a 3-receiver route, I need to get rid of the ball. I got a dead play here. I've made a lot of big plays off of it, but at least he protected the ball when he went down. He did not want another turnover.
3rd and 11. Steve Smith in at wide receiver for the Eagles. There's a loss of 6 on that last play. And a delay of game. Never got the playoff. The Eagles, despite the 20-6 lead, have really struggled here in the 3rd quarter.
He wanted the ball. He knew he wasn't getting it in time, getting a little bit loud here. He was going to get pressure off that weak side. He needed the ball in his hands quickly because he knew he needed to get it out of his hands quickly because the pressure that Jim Haslett was going to bring off that weak side.
Have to get to the 41 for a first down. 4 wide receivers for the Eagles. Here comes the blitz. McCoy on the carry. By the first wave, but he's brought down short of the 35-yard line, and the Eagles will be forced to punt. And Jim Haslett likes the way his defense responded. Coming to the end of the 3rd quarter. The Redskins try to get something going, but turnovers by their offense have killed their chances for a comeback. We head for the 4th quarter. Eagles leading 20-6. You see the numbers on Rex Grossman. The ugliest one is 4 interceptions, and John Beck is getting ready to come in, and the Redskins get the ball on offense. Brandon Banks deep to receive the punt of Chaz Henry. Banks looks around, takes it, and he brought down at the 33. 4 interceptions of Rex Grossman in this game.
Well, Rex Grossman's been trying to make something happen, but I want you to watch these interceptions. So many of them, he's just throwing up into a crowd. He's throwing into covered receivers. Now, again, we don't know for sure whether the receiver should have been working back at a different angle, but clearly Rex Grossman not seeing what he needs to see. John Beck, here's your opportunity. This is the great thing about the NFL. The stuff of legends being made. Here's your opportunity.
John Beck's first regular season action with the Redskins. Played with Miami, spent 1 season in Baltimore off the fake. Beck being rushed by Tapp. Got it to the tight end. Fred Davis stumbles, stayed on his feet, and gets out of bounds up close to the 44-yard line. Let's go down to the field to Laura Oakman.
Just to let you know, Rex Grossman is fine. There's been no trainers on him. John Beck in. The official word from the Redskins is Rex Grossman is not hurt. It is a coach's decision.
Bruised ego, Laura. Bruised ego. 4 interceptions. That'll hurt.
Yeah, that's the thing that Rex Grossman, in sitting with us, was feeling so good about his game and the way he was performing, but such is life in the NFL.
First down at the 44. Logan Paulson, tight end, in the lineup. Back off the play fake, sets up and throws, trying to get it to Ryan Terrain. Missed connection.
And this is the amazing thing about the NFL, Sam. Let's keep in mind, what do we start this game with? An injured, desperate Philadelphia Eagle team at 1-4. A Washington Redskin team that's feeling good about itself, that for the first time since 1999 was leading the division this late or this early in the season, feeling like they had all the elements in place, and now a quarterback change, a poor outing. It's amazing. A single game can change the entire trajectory of your season.
Terrain motions, empty backfield, 3 wide receivers for the Redskins. Beck with a short drop. Rolling, chased by Babin. And Beck, he was carrying the ball down loosely along the side, but he turned it into a first down to the Eagles' 44. Good run, 13 yards.
Well, the good news is you had great coverage down the field. Obviously, John Beck getting outside. They're matched up with the linebackers. He had Fred Davis quickly, but then it closed. Great coverage on both sides of the field. The bad news is you couldn't keep him contained in the pocket, and he runs for a first down.
John Beck.
Put the ball away, son.
Yeah, that's what I meant. John Beck started his NFL career with Miami, played 5 games with the Dolphins in 2007. This is his first regular season game since then. The Redskins have made a quarterback change. They trail by 14.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by New Line Cinemas of Very Harold and Kumar 3D Christmas. In theaters November 4th. By Lowe's. Lowe's. Never stop improving. And by Bank of America.
Sam Rosen, Brian Billick, Laura Oakman here in Landover, Maryland. The Redskins trying to get back in this game. First down at the Eagles 44. John Beck is taking over at quarterback. Off the play fake. Beck steps up. Throws, and it's incomplete. Little low for Jabbar Gaffney.
Yeah, that's a tough one. When anytime obviously the ball fades away, you know, we're right back where we talked about it, Sam. This has been a team that has played fairly well, but they need that next level. They need to come up with that consistent down the field passing game. They didn't have it with Rex Grossman. We're going to find out if they can get it with John Beck. The problem is John Beck didn't take probably a single snap all week long with the first group.
That's a good point. Terrain splits out. Empty backfield on 2nd and 10. And coming across the line,
the finger pointing begins. The finger point. He did. No, he did.
False start, number 58. Offense, 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
The center, Eric Cook, did it. 2nd time he's been called on a false start.
Now this is the one guy that shouldn't be offsides, but he probably jerks. He just leans a little bit. You're right. You'd think that would be the one guy that would not move offsides. Maybe snap it early.
Did he forget the snap count?
Maybe he forgot he was the center.
Beck short drop. Pass too low for Fred Davis. And Beck was knocked down as he got rid of it by Trevor Laws.
I like what Juan Castillo's doing to the young quarterback Beck. In terms of he's going to give him some looks now, keeping in mind I know this guy hasn't taken the snaps, he hasn't had to make the calls. I'm going to put him in a position where he has to do that both mentally and physically if they're going to try to move this ball against us.
Redskins 0 for 7 on 3rd down conversions in the game. This is a 3rd and 15. They have to get to the 34. Beck steps up. Throws and completes to Santana Moss. And he is swarmed under at the 26-yard line. Big throw by John Beck. 23-yard pickup.
Yeah, and I tell you, this is just over the middle. The key was the time that John Beck bought by climbing the pocket. The rush was upfield on the outside. The interior of the Washington Redskins offensive line mangled the inside rush and gave John Beck time to step up and wait this route out.
First reception for Santana Moss in the game. Ryan Terrain. And the Redskins have not been able to get their run game going at all. Time for another update. Let's go back to Kurt Menefee.
All right, Tom Brady and the Patriots have won 19 consecutive regular season games at home. They put it all on the line when you guys are done. America's Game of the Week as they take on America's team, Dallas and the Patriots, right after you finish there in Washington. Sam and Brian.
Thanks, Kurt. Tom Brenneman, Troy Aikman, Pam Oliver in Foxborough for America's Game of the Week. 2nd game of the doubleheader. Dallas at New England. 2nd and 10 here. Redskins trying to claw their way back into the game. Down by 2 touchdowns. Beck steps up. Throws and drop. Ryan Terrain. Terrain takes over as the starting running back, and he has had trouble. There's a flag on the play.
And they're talking to the Eagles, so.
Get a holding call here.
Illegal use of the hands to the face, number 77 offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
It's on the right tackle, Jamal Brown.
Yeah, got his hand up on the, you can see it right here. You're going to see his right hand work it so it starts down, but then it works up into the face mask. Can't do that. Got a good, I don't know if you got a hold of it, but anytime they see that big paw on the face mask, they're going to call it.
Roy Halou is in the backfield. Tim Hightower was the starter at the beginning of the season. Has not played today. He's been bothered by a shoulder problem, so they've kept him out of the lineup. He is in uniform. Halou motions. Beck gets time, completes it short to Dante Stallworth. And brought down at the 33-yard line. Cullen Jenkins came back to make the stop. 3-yard pickup. Bring up a 3rd and long for the Redskins. They have to get to the Eagles 16 for a first down.
Well, and I'm not. It depends on how much yardage you get here. I'm not sure that we're not getting close to 4-down territory, but it's got to be a reasonable 4-down. Get a throw here that allows me to get a decent chunk of yardage, so I can attempt a 4th and 4, 5 or 6.
Redskins empty the backfield. 3 wide receivers all to the right. Blitz coming. Beck throws deep and leaping attempt by Jabbar Gaffney, but he couldn't hold on. Covered by Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie.
And I would think you're going to see the field goal. 4-down territory is fine, but not a 4th and 15. I don't have too many plays on my 4th and 15 call chart. But he took a shot here. He's counting on the athleticism of Gaffney to go up and get the ball. This is still getting interesting now. If they can pull this 3 points off.
Well, this is a long one for Graham Gano, but he hit from 50 earlier, and he cleared it by plenty. This one will be 51 yards, would be a career long.
Delay of game.
Delay of game on the Redskins.
5-yard penalty.
They had trouble getting the right men into the game. Redskins forced to punt now because of the delay of game. They wanted to call a timeout, didn't get it, wound up with a delay of game penalty, took them out of field goal range, and now Sav Rocca with a high punt, and Deshaun Jackson fair catch at the 10-yard line. Now here's Mike Shanahan trying to call timeout, but he never got it. It wound up as a delay of game penalty, set the Redskins back 5. And then the Eagles had too many men on the field here.
Well, because they transferred from the field goal team to the punt team and had to call timeout because they had the wrong personnel on the field. And that's what started originally for the Redskins. What slowed them down because of the injuries to the offensive line. Not really, oh, I'm in on the PAT field goal team as well. Just a lot of mishaps in that sequence of play.
Mass confusion. Now the Eagles have the ball. Mike Vick is in at quarterback. They start at the 10-yard line. Redskins need a big defensive series here. LaShawn McCoy cutting it back, turns it into a nice run. Up to the 25, he picks up 15 and goes over 100 yards for the game. Strong game for LaShawn McCoy, who's had a touchdown run in every game this season and has had one today. 24 carries, 105 yards. They wanted to get him the ball more. They have.
I've said many times, this is the new Michael Westbrook. And what he does, Brian Westbrook, excuse me, I keep calling him Michael, but Brian Westbrook gave him that run-pass threat combination. LaShawn McCoy gives him the same type of threat as Brian Westbrook did.
McCoy was looking for an opening but couldn't find one. His big blocker was in front of him. Time for an update again. Let's go back to Kurt Menefee.
And the game continues to be good between Buffalo and the Giants. Stevie Johnson with a 9-yard touchdown reception from Ryan Fitzpatrick ties the game again. All even at 24, 7.5 to go in regulation. Sam and Brian.
Wow, what a game. The Giants, of course, in the race in the NFC East. Buffalo up top of the AFC East. There's 2nd and 10. Vick throws short. Steve Smith with a catch. Falls forward to the 33-yard line.
One of the confidences that Andy Reid has in his team situation, all but at 1-4, is up to this game, they've only had one game in the division. So if indeed they can pull this game off, they've got so many more divisional games. And as we're finding, this could come down to the division head-to-head games.
And they have the bye week coming up, and after that, 3 consecutive home games.
Yeah, they can impact their own division very readily here going forward.
Eagles 4 for 12 on third down conversions in the game. Short to McCoy. Turns it upfield. He's got enough for the first down. Nice moves by LaShawn McCoy. Finally brought down by Rocky McIntosh, 9-yard gain.
Well, you love these short screen. Watch the right side here on McCoy. A tight inside tunnel screen here that works outside. He knows I got to get back into the inside. Normally, you want to take a screen inside, then go back outside. But McCoy, my instinct says I'm going to cut all the way back across the field the other way. This is something else. This is a one-jump cut that LaShawn McCoy gives you that makes it so tough to tackle him in the open field.
Eagles go with 4 wide receivers from the 42. And they hand it off to LaShawn McCoy. It gets up to Dion Lewis, who is in, replacing McCoy, 4-yard pickup.
You know, this is a tougher pass than you think, the accuracy, because the key is you want to give the running back, a screen runner, an opportunity to quickly put the ball away. You don't want to overpower him with it. Just barely touch it, because he wants to get his eyes down the field as quickly as he can. Nice, subtle touch pass by Michael Vick.
Jim Haslett trying to figure out ways to stop both Michael Vick and LaShawn McCoy. Vick gets rid of it too low. Pressure from Brian Arakpo on the outside. Vick got rid of it, trying to get it to Brent Selleck. The pass too low brings up 3rd and 7.
I tell you what I do like is the fact that Selleck has been more a part of the game plan. We opened the season with him, Sam, and Michael Vick at that point said, for me to be a developed quarterback, I need to use the tight end more. And up to this point, you haven't seen a lot of it. Selleck's got 4 receptions on the day. It's good to see the tight end as being a part of the offense for the Eagles and Michael Vick.
Have to get to the Redskins 47 for a first down. Vick goes short and wrapped up quickly and brought down as Jason Avant. D'Angelo Hall made the good stop on the play. And a big third down effort by the Redskins stops the Eagles.
Well, we're getting at the point now where we're closing in on 6 minutes with just under 7 minutes, that with a 2-score differential here. And what's interesting is that the Redskins aren't built to be spread out, but I think that's what they're going to have to do the rest of the way here if they're going to get back in this game.
Chaz Henry to punt it. Brandon Banks is back deep. Henry gets time. Long kick. Banks watches it bounce past him into the end zone. It's a touchdown. Redskins will start from the 20, down by 2 touchdowns.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Lexus. It's time to engineer amazing.
DC traffic can get tough, you know.
Well, that's the freeway. That's the no, I'm kidding.
This is tough also. Life of a gunner. Brandon Hughes running into blockers everywhere. Trying to get down the field to cover a punt. First down pass intended for Fred Davis, the tight end, goes incomplete. Davis has had 6 catches for 95 yards in the game.
Well, when we talked with Juan Castillo in Philadelphia, he said we have got to make the Redskins throw. That's the focus of our game plan. Well, they've done that because they've taken away the run. Now we're going to see. You got what you asked for. What are you going to do?
Well, they got Grossman out of the game because they picked him off 4 times. Now it's up to John Beck. Roy Halou is out of the backfield. That pass complete to Jamar Gaffney. Gaffney is forced back. He got to the first down line up at the 30. He'll move the chains.
He's lucky because he got there and actually went back. But they did get the first down. Keep in mind now, John Beck, although he's the oldest 5-year player in the league at 30 years old, coming out of BYU, at least this was his background at BYU. They were a spread out team. So if they indeed get to this, as you can see here, they're in a 3-by-2 alignment. This is kind of in John Beck's wheelhouse.
What do you mean by 3-by-2 alignment?
3 receivers one side, 2 in the other, no backfield.
All right, the fake by Beck. Goes down the side through the hands of the intended receiver. And a big hit on the play by Brian Roll, the linebacker.
This is great timing. Any earlier, it's pass interference. Any later, it's a reception. Great timing and legal, right? Yes. Defenseless receiver, perfect form, eyes up, no head-to-head. Great timing for a rookie.
Right into the chest. Ryan Roll making the play on Roy Halou. Now Ryan Terrain is in the backfield for the Redskins on 2nd and 10. Beck looking and puts it up deep. Trying to get it to Dante Stallworth. He juggles and dropped it. He waited for the ball to get to him, and he never held on. There's a flag on the play. We'll check that out.
Down the field.
Prior to the pass, holding, number 51. Defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
On the middle linebacker, Jamar Chaney.
Yeah, just hung too long. Up still. Dante Stallworth having an opportunity. I know he's kind of staring up in the sun there, but they'd much rather have had that catch.
He's got to make that catch.
John Beck's going to need these receivers to help him out a little bit.
Redskins get a first down on the defensive holding call. First down at their own 35. Quick to Santana Moss. Gets a couple blocks. Turns it into a nice gain. Up to midfield. Pick up a 15 on the play. Derek Landry finally made the tackle.
Washington needs a little tempo about right here. It doesn't have to be no huddle, don't get me wrong, but they got to speed their process up just a little bit. This clock is becoming a factor. If they can go down and score, get a 3 and out, they're going to need as much time as possible to take the field again.
3 wide receivers in. The running back is Roy Halou. Blitz coming. Beck is hit, but he got rid of it to Halou. And he's taken out of bounds at the close to the 42-yard line.
Well, this is the dialing up of the different looks I talked about earlier by Juan Castillo. He's going to make John Beck think. He gave the same look to him a couple plays back, was able to get to Beck. Now Beck had an answer for it. That's a good sign that he's seeing what's going on in front of him, and he knows where his answer is.
2nd and 2. Beck works out of the shotgun. 3 wideouts. Everybody out. Beck rolls and looks. And he's brought down. Back at the 49. The sack on the play. Darryl tapped the first man to get there.
Quarterback's got to know what's coming on the backside. We say how? Does he have eyes in the back of his head? No, but he's got to know that that rush is going to come. Boy, that ball just came out.
It slipped out of his hands.
Good thing that he was able to drop on the ball. But that pressure on the backside, you have to assume that it's there, particularly as long as you're going to hold the ball on a play like that.
Second sack of the game for the Eagles. Beck steps up and throws a wobbler, incomplete. Pass wobbling towards Jamar Gaffney. And Beck went down after he released. I don't know if his arm got hit as he threw.
Well, he's going down with every play. Just about every pass he's thrown, he's been hit. Not late, not illegally, don't get me wrong. But just like we saw earlier, this ball he's not hit at all. It's like he doesn't have a firm grip on it, like the ball is loose.
Did his arm hit Chester's helmet?
Yeah, I don't know if it did before or after the follow-through maybe, but not on. That doesn't account for the pass itself.
Redskins going for it, 4th and 9. Have to get to the 40-yard line. A must make. Beck throws. Completes to Dante Stallworth. First down, Redskins at the 34. Huge play. 15-yard pickup.
Tempo now, right now. Beck obviously, his headset's not working. Just settle down, just clear it out. run a bunch of people deep, settle down. John Beck buying some time. The Philadelphia pass rush, these wide nines we hear about, this is where it's got to show up. These one-on-one wide matchups between the wide ends and the offensive tackles.
Everybody out. Beck throws another one. This one's caught. Terrence Austin with a brilliant catch. Down to the 2-yard line. His first catch of the game. 32-yard pickup.
Again, just throwing it into the zone. It's a 3 vertical with a set down. Safety had to be affected by the underneath route. Probably should have stayed high to take away the deep ball. Great focus. Look at him look the ball into his hands. Cover it up and go down. Now you need the well-orchestrated offense. They've got a 0, nobody in the backfield.
5 wide receivers. Actually 4 in the tight end. Beck takes it out. Second career touchdown for John Beck. First one since 2007.
Anytime you clear out the backfield down inside the 5, you got to consider, obviously, the linebackers widen themselves. The key block there by Chris Chester. Just control your man. Let the quarterback have an angle to get to the end zone.
80-yard drive to keep the Redskins in this game. 10 plays. Graham Gano for the extra point. It's a 7-point game with 2:44 remaining. The Redskins, who were down 20-0, have cut it to 20-13. John Beck taking over as the #1 quarterback after Rex Grossman threw 4 interceptions. Beck leading a drive down the field. 5 for 8, 78 yards in the game.
Don't think we'll see an onside here. Certainly Philadelphia's aligned for it. I'm not sure with the timeouts that you have and the 2-minute warning, you kick it down the field and play defense.
Redskins have 2 timeouts remaining. They kick long. Gano with a strong leg. No time off the clock. The Eagles will get the ball at the 20-yard line. And the Redskins need the defense to stop Michael Vick and the Eagles.
I'm going to be fascinated to see what Jim Haslett wants to do defensively. If he wants to maintain this aggressive profile, maybe even in this open field, throw some of those 0 pressures with nobody in the middle. Get to Michael Vick quickly. You got to be aggressive here. The time does not allow you to be passive.
Redskins have 2 timeouts. With 2:44 on the clock. 2 tight ends in. And a fullback. McCoy following Schmidt. Nice hole. Nice spin. And a first down. Pickup of over 10 yards. We welcome those of you who are watching the Carolina Panthers and Atlanta Falcons. Falcons winning that game. Sam Rosen, Brian Billick, Laura Oakman here in Landover, Maryland at FedEx Field. Washington Redskins, who were down 20-0 in this game, have closed to within 20-13. We have 2:32 remaining. The Eagles had a dominant first half, opened up a 20-0 lead, scored on 4 consecutive possessions. They picked off Rex Grossman 4 times, chased him out of the game, but John Beck led an 80-yard touchdown drive to get the Redskins within 7.
And now when you see that Redskin defense step up with closing in on 2 minutes at the end of the game, they've got enough timeouts to, if they can get themselves at this point a 3 and out, they're going to give themselves at least a minute and a half to operate if they can orchestrate a stop.
LaShawn McCoy's had a big game for the Eagles. 116 yards rushing and 1 touchdown. And a career high 26 attempts. Here's McCoy again. Got through the hole. Made a nice move and picks up 8 on the play. And the Redskins use another timeout, and they are out of timeouts.
Watch LaShawn McCoy here. Watch this. He starts the one way, and now watch the acceleration. The one cut almost goes horizontally 180 degrees, or at least 90 degrees. Cuts again, covers it up. Very much a complete back. LeSean McCoy can do it on the ground, as you can see here. As I said, Brian Westbrook-like in his ability both as a receiver and a runner. Probably has a little more explosiveness, a little more of that jump cut than Brian Westbrook did. And right here, this is a big little play now. This puts them on a short, second and short, just where you want to be when you're trying to get this thing under 2 minutes with no timeouts for the Redskins. If they can get a first down and get us there, that's exactly where the Redskins don't want to be.
We welcome all of you to FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland, where the Eagles lead the Redskins 20-13. LeSean McCoy's had a big game, looking to get a first down. We are just over 2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. The Eagles had a dominant first half. Their offense was rolling. Their defense played well. They forced turnovers. And LeSean McCoy has had a great game. What are you doing to the coach, guys?
He'll take all those kind of hits you want to give him.
2 minute warning.
Yeah, Philadelphia is challenging the spot. Now, this down box that you see right here is not the official one. It's on the opposite side of the field, so I'm not sure what it is they would see. Again, when you challenge the spot, it's not a matter of where did you get the first down or not. That's the only thing that upholds the challenge. I'm not quite sure what they would look at and what we've seen so far to say that the spot was incorrect and that it should be first down. In an odd sort of way, the Redskins would actually be better off if they did get a first down. Then you got half a chance. If it remains 3rd and 1, Philadelphia obviously runs a play and gets the first down. We're under 2 minutes, no timeouts, the game's over. They can literally take a knee the rest of the way. So in an odd sort of way, the Redskins would be better off if the Philadelphia Eagles win this challenge and indeed is a first down. Now, it's not a great situation, don't get me wrong, because Philadelphia is going to run off 3 plays. You're not going to have a lot of time, but at least you have a chance. If it's if it's 3rd and 1, Philly assumedly gets a first down, which isn't automatic with Philly.
Can't assume.
They're not real good with 3rd and 1.
They've struggled at 3rd and 1.
Yeah, but if I'm Mike Shanahan, I'm almost hoping it remains 3rd and 1.
Bill Levy's
it's a first down, excuse me.
Bill Levy's our referee. Here's
After
the call.
reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. Philadelphia will be charged their second timeout. It's 3rd and inches.
Okay.
I think that favors Philadelphia here. I'm gonna assume they can get inches. Dangerous assumption.
They've done a good job up front in this game.
This is the ball game here. Unless Washington can stop them, Philadelphia is going to take a bunch of knees if indeed they can get the first down.
Redskins coming out of a bye week, 3-1. In first place in the NFC East, the Eagles trying to break a 4-game losing streak at 1-4. They have a bye week coming up next week, and then 3 straight home games as they try to straighten out their season.
Remember back on the goal line, when it was touching the goal line, they tried to run a quarterback sneak. The interior of the Washington Redskin line was too big, too physical for the Eagles. The Eagles scored the next play on a wider play. Let's see what they do here.
Don't forget, America's Game of the Week, second game of our doubleheader. Dallas at New England. Coming up next. It's the big nose tackle, Barry Cofield for Washington. Here it is, 3rd and inches. Quarterback sneak. Now let's see where the spot is as they will unpile.
And how much does he move underneath the bottom of that pile? He just needed inches. It looks like just the way he rolls. You can see Selleck here. He's pulling you. Come on. I don't know. He's getting pushed back there a little bit late. Let's see where they spot it when he moves. Ooh, this is going to be tight.
They didn't give him much.
This is going to be tight. I'm saying he got it.
Big pile up. Andy Reid out on the field. I don't know that he liked that spot any more than the previous one, but they got it. You got it. Good eyes, Coach. Well done.
I'm doing better up here than I did when I was standing on that sideline.
And that's going to wrap this one up. The Philadelphia Eagles will break the losing streak as Michael Vick says, first down.
Well, they've been in 3 must-win situations in a row. They got one of them, so far you're still alive. And I will tell you this: I hate to admit it, but four-game losing streaks, and that all made the playoff. Those teams, so you know they're not by a long shot are they out of it.
Today's game produced by Bob Stenner, directed by Artie Kempter, technical producer Bob Muller, technical director John Howard, associate directors Wayne Wilson and Yvonne Wagner, and the broadcast associate Jordan Wolf. Studio show produced by Bill Richards and directed by Bob Levy. We also want to thank our graphics operator Sean Kawila, who's doing his last game for us this season. Sean, we wish you well. We thank you for all your great work for Fox Sports. For all of your crew members, thanks and good luck.
Well, this is the first deep breath Andy Reid has taken probably in about 3 weeks. He's feeling good about himself right now. He knows how this league operates. 1-4 does not sound good. 2-4 sounds a whole lot better.
And for Washington, change of quarterbacks. Grossman taken out after 4 interceptions, and John Beck taking over, leading a fourth-quarter touchdown drive. For the Eagles, a bye week, then 3 home games: Dallas, Chicago, Arizona, and then they have their rematch with the Giants. Washington Redskins go to 3-2. They will go on the road at Carolina and at Buffalo, then home against San Francisco. The Eagles, with a huge first half, all their points coming in the first half, built a 20-0 lead and come away with a 20-13 win to go to 2-4, breaking their losing streak. Washington Redskins are 3-2. For the coach, Brian Billick, and Laura Oakman, this is Sam Rosen. Now let's go to the studio to Kurt Menefee.
And just like that, they are back in the running. A much nicer headline in the Philadelphia Daily News than the ones we've seen for the last few weeks. The Eagles still in last place in the NFC East at 2-4, but they have a bye this week and 2 games at home coming up. A little fired up in the locker room after the game, too.
Hey, great job, fellas. Great job, man. Nothing but compliments to Washington. You guys, nice job of bringing it. Absolutely ready to roll, man. I like it. I like it. The rest of the week. Real quick. Be smart tonight. We get back early. Be smart. Party on the Stay out of trouble, man. On Wednesday.
So we got an Eagle party. Come to the Eagle party. Go. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3.
What a difference a win makes, huh? Now for the word on the street in Philly, Jeff McClain joins us from the Philadelphia Inquirer. Was there a feeling last night in that locker room that they figured things out?
It appears so, judging from that tape. You know, you talked to the players, and you got the sense that they felt like this was what they had been working for towards the last several months, that, you know, if things just went their way on, you know, a few occasions, a break here, a break there, a tip pass there, that they would have been 5-1 or 6-0 going into this bye as opposed to 2-4. And I think they felt like, you know, the win over the Redskins was justifiable and basically what they've been building towards at this point in the season.
Tons of positive steps, defensively speaking. They stopped the bleeding against the run. Was this a little bit of redemption for Juan Castillo? Did he quiet his critics there in the city of brotherly love?
Sure. I mean, you could see the weight of the world had been lifted off of Juan's shoulders after the game. He sat down, was beaming as he spoke to reporters. Eagles president Joe Banner even came over at one point and patted him on the knee and said, "Good job." Because, you know, Juan has been under a lot of pressure in this city. You know, people who have questioned Andy Reid's decision to take an offensive line coach who has never coached any defensive position, had never been a coordinator in the NFL, and made him the Eagles' defensive coordinator, and I think a lot of people thought that his play calling was questionable in those first 5 games, but you saw that he was able to make adjustments in this game. They came in with a different game plan of up front. The defensive ends weren't split out as wide on obvious rundowns, and they really kept the Redskins' run game in check. They only got 42 yards on the ground.
The Eagles, as we all know, Jeff, were very active in free agency. The trade deadline is tomorrow. Any chance they will be active before then?
Possibly. Andy Reid said today that the Eagles have indeed spoken to other teams. He mentioned that they do have an abundance of players at certain positions. Teams obviously are looking at that, and teams looking for players willing to make moves and bring on possibly defensive end. The Eagles have a lot of those at that position. Brandon Graham is expected to come off the PUP list over the next few weeks, so they'll probably be looking to deal defensive end, maybe Juquay Parker, a veteran on this team. And they also, of course, have a lot of cornerbacks, Sante Samuel, Nnamdi Asomugha, and Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. And, three's a crowd here in Philadelphia at this point because Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie hasn't been getting on the field very often playing in the nickel.
Jeff McLean from the Philadelphia Inquirer, thank you very much for your time.